Welcome to NBA Today. I'm Chiney Ogumake in for the one and only Malika Andrews. And y'all, I've got a trio of senior writers joining me. Ramona Shelburne, Mark Spears, and DDJ, David Dennis Jr. beaming in from Atlanta. And it was a jam-packed weekend. We've got NBA Cup games. We've got buzzer beaters, triple doubles. But we have to start with the best game on the Sunday slate. Suns at Timberwolves, and Olympic teammates Devin Booker and Anthony Edwards, they were battling. Now look at this, closing seconds of the first half. Julius Randle. This was a precursor of what to come.
That's right. He's not known for his three-point shooting, but he was not afraid to take this shot.
That's a runner. That is a three-point runner. The Wolves would trail by 10 at the half, but as we go to the fourth quarter, Wolves down 6. Devin Booker was sensational. This was pretty much behind the basket.
No KD, no Bradley Beal. That's all right. You still got Booker.
No problem. But then it was a little bit of a back and forth. And Edwards on the wing hits the three.
Finally had some space to shoot.
Yep. It took a little bit of while. Now under 2 to play. Still a three-point. Oh, my gosh. Jaden McDaniels.
People sleeping on this guy. He does all the little stuff and nobody pays attention.
Can't do that. But look at this here.
Yeah.
And jumper off glass. Wolves by 1. Then 10 seconds left. Tied at 117.
Look at that defense.
Great defense.
Gosh.
Shot clock violation on Phoenix. You want the ball on one side, you want it on both sides. That's Ant. Final chance for Minnesota.
What a nice
2.7 seconds left. Randle. Oh!
Trying to sell the.
Was that a push? Was that no?
I feel like it was fine. Was that a little bit of a flop?
You're gonna get that.
Yeah.
A few more looks though. Julius Randle barely able to get the shot off. Oh man, what? Like, I'm cool with it.
That's a flop.
He finished with 35.
Old school, that ain't a foul.
As the Wolves win 120-117. Here's Julius after icing the game.
When I'm coming out and I'm aggressive, from the start and not overthinking or trying to, manipulate the game with my passing or whatever it is, that stuff will come. I got to be aggressive from the start and make plays, getting downhill, getting to my spots and make their defense adjust to me.
I mean, that's what he do, man. Every time we play him, like when he was in New York, he always cooked us. So, and Finchie does a great job of telling him, like, hey, get back to it, like, take control of the game, and he did that tonight.
He absolutely did. The Timberwolves go as Randle goes this season. They have won each of Randle's 7 highest scoring games this year, including his season-high 35 points. But Minnesota has gone 1-6 in his 7 lowest scoring games. So Minnesota has looked really good this weekend, but less than a week ago, they lost 2 straight to the Blazers. So, Ramona, what is working for them right now?
Julius Randle is being aggressive, and I think some of that for him is just getting comfortable in the new offense. He came from New York where he had some spacing issues with Jalen Brunson. I think he's still trying to get out of that and also make friends with his new teammates. But the way you make friends is by hitting shots like that, not by deferring. And I think, when I was in college, my coach always used to say, hey, don't stop thinking you only hurt the team, okay? That's what Chris Finch says. Don't think. Don't think about whether you should shoot. Just shoot.
I was at a Kendall Jackson wine event Thursday night interviewing Mike Brown. Afterwards, walking to the hotel, who do I see in the restaurant? Chris Finch, lamenting about Julius Randle. And it's a guy he's known since New Orleans days together. I need him to shoot. I need him to shoot. And that's the second time he's told me that this season. He said, I'm going to keep pushing him to shoot. He keeps it 100 with Julius, and Julius kept it 100 with him back. 26 against the Kings, 35 last night, big shot. And you saw the hug by Anthony Edwards after that. Ant wants him to shoot like that, too. He's calling him a dog. He needs him to be a dog. So get ready for Julius to be more assertive the rest of the season.
So y'all are really going to do this right here. Y'all are going to make me be that guy right now, right? Like, I got to pour cold water on this. The fact that it took a last-minute 3 from Julius Randle to beat a Phoenix Suns team that had no Bradley Beal and had no Kevin Durant, and they still let Devin Booker go off for 44 points as the only offensive weapon, which by my count in the last 2 games, the starting shooting guards have scored 104 points combined. Ooh. Like the Minnesota Timberwolves calling card, right? It's supposed to be their defense. Yeah. We saw that defense in the last half of the fourth quarter. We saw that defense on that shot clock violation. But where is it all 48 minutes of the game? Like, look at this. They have Devin Booker clamped up. Look at the help defense. Look at the rebounding. We did not see that all game. We have not seen it all season. Where's Jaden McDaniels in the perimeter? Where's Anthony Edwards? DiVincenzo was supposed to help defensively in the perimeter, and they are getting cooked right now. They're allowing at the bottom of the league in points in the paint allowed, and defense is what is going to get them far in the playoffs. We see it in certain spurts, but they need to do this 82 games, 48 minutes. Otherwise, I am not celebrating these 2 wins they just had.
One of the biggest issues, you're right about that, David, is they were the best defensive team in the league last year, and this year they have not been. And one of the things they're really missing is the rebounding that Karl Towns.
Julius has to pick it up rebounding-wise.
Look, I'm not going to pour water on this. This was a great galvanizing moment. Julius Randle being able to knock down that shot. I think they're going to use that to build their chemistry. And one thing that I actually really enjoyed, Anthony Edwards was double-teamed a lot. So was Julius Randle when he was aggressive and when he was downhill. So I think they can sort of figure out that balance offensively. But most importantly, yes, they need their defense back now. All right, friends, let's go coast to coast, starting in OKC, where the Mavericks took down the Thunder without Luka Doncic, who missed the game with a knee contusion. Kyrie and PJ Washington combined for 50. So, Mark, was this the win that they needed to get back on track?
No, it was the game that PJ Washington needed to get back on track. He's averaging like 8 points and 7 rebounds. No games over 20 before this. And I think for his confidence, this is a big booster.
Good. From OKC to the Mecca, where the Knicks beat the Nets for the second time in 3 nights. Karl Anthony Towns finished with 26 points, 15 rebounds, and 6 assists in the win. So, Ramona, is he starting to feel at home in New York?
Yeah, he did all that in 29 minutes. But remember at the beginning of the season, we were worried about Mikal Bridges' shot, whether he was in a little bit of a slump. Not anymore. Averaging 21.5 points the last couple of games, shooting 40% from 3, 50% from the field, and playing that signature defense we've come to know him for.
Did you say slump? Now to Denver, the Grizzlies snapped a 5-game losing streak by taking down the Nuggets without Nikola Jokic, who was missing his second straight game due to personal reasons. Now, Jaren Jackson Jr. has scored 20-plus in 6 straight games, David. What's the ceiling for JJJ?
Triple J can really become one of the great two-way players in the NBA. We already know what he can do defensively. If he can stay out of foul trouble, the offense is really picking up. In the last 5 games, the guy's been averaging 28 points and has been a plus 49, even though they've lost most of those games, which is extremely hard to do. But if you don't mind, I would like to sort of change gears and talk about that Nuggets team, because that's just as concerning as the last few games we have with the Grizzlies. If I'm Nikola Jokic, I'm sitting at home and I'm watching my team and I'm like, all the stats and everything I've accumulated, this is what it takes for me to win, because these guys are not doing anything without me. You lose the Pelicans and the slumping Grizzlies without Ja Morant. You need every bit of the 30, 15, and 11 or whatever I'm putting up this season. I'm concerned if I'm Jokic in this Nuggets, because he is a one-man show and they're not showing that they can hold their own without him.
Yeah, so if you think about it, let me go look for the panic button, Ramona, because have these games without Jokic exposed anything that the Nuggets should be worried about?
Well, when you say Nuggets, I say Jamal Murray, because that's the guy they paid $200 million to. And, you know, look, he had 13 points on 15 shots yesterday, 6 turnovers. And when the other guy's out, when Jokic is your max guy and Murray is your max guy, when the other guy's out, when Jokic takes 2 games off, you got to step up. And instead, what's going around social media is he should be able to go to an MMA fight on his off night in New York, okay? But if you do that the night before and then fly down to Memphis and have a game like that, 13 points, 15 shots, not creating, turning the ball over, it's kind of hard to swallow.
So basically what you're saying is they were at New Orleans on Friday and then at Memphis on Sunday, and in between he made it to New York for UFC
look, he's
309.
He's very into UFC. Like, you know, he grew up doing Bruce Lee stuff. Like, you know, he's into UFC. Your off night. But if you go there on your off night, you better show up the next night.
There's a reason why he's wearing the hoodie. He's probably trying to go incognito, because that was a little bit of a tight squeeze.
Don't forget about Aaron Gordon.
That's right.
He's been out with a calf strain for about 2 weeks. Hearing that maybe potentially late next week he could be back. He's shooting, starting to do some running. And he's kind of the heart of the soul in his team, right? The athleticism, the oops, the energy, the offensive rebound, the defensive rebound, and the versatility. They need Joker back. They definitely need Aaron Gordon back, too. Look,
no panic button just yet, because they're 7-5, so we should not really freak out. But let's stick in the West and go streaking, if you will, with 2 teams who are tied with the longest win streaks in the conference. And yes, that is my Houston Rockets in the graphic. Thanks to their 5-game win streak, the Rockets have catapulted up the standings. They're now 3rd at 10-4 on the season. Alperen Sengun has really blossomed this year, becoming the first Rockets center in franchise history with consecutive triple-doubles. And speaking of triple-doubles, LeBron entered Saturday night's game against the Pelicans with 4 consecutive triple-dubs, something he has never done in his 22-year career. Now, during the 5-game win streak, LeBron has averaged 23, 10, and 11. Now, that 1-4 road trip in the past raised some questions about the Lakers, but they seem to have answered them all with this win streak. So, Ramona, what is really working right now for Los Angeles?
So D'Angelo Russell went to the bench, and LeBron James reasserted himself as the Lakers point guard. That's what happened. I mean, like, we always go into the season saying somebody's going to be a playmaker off the ball for LeBron so he doesn't have to do everything. And they did that for a little while, and D'Lo played okay, but then he got benched because he wasn't playing defense consistently enough. But mostly it's because he's better off the bench, and LeBron James is the best point guard they have out there and creates for everybody else.
You know, the Lakers didn't hit the panic button with J.J. Redick. Oftentimes when there's a new coach and there's a bad start and Bill Plaschke starts writing about you, you know, you're in trouble, right? But they bought into the J.J. Redick's coaching. I was told that, you know, he deserves a lot of credit for keeping the team engaged, getting them to play tough defensively. The offense through Anthony Davis and LeBron James is going well. Just a lot of the defense is improved. The transition defense is even better. So, yeah, give J.J. Redick some credit. He weathered this storm, and they're looking good right now.
DDJ?
I'm going to do something that goes fundamentally against my personal belief system, and that is I'm going to admit that I was wrong here. I was wrong about Anthony Davis here. When the season started, I believe that the idea of him as a top 5 guy, that we'd that we could let go of that. But this dude's playing like a top 5 guy in this league, and during this stretch, he's 10 for 16 from 3. Made multiple threes in 5 straight games, which is his longest in his career. He's averaging 31 points a game. He is dominant and asserting himself. Now, we gotta admit that these 5 teams that they played, not that great. 21-53 combined record. We'll see when they play the Nuggets. They played the Thunder at the end of this month. They have a tougher slate, and we'll learn more about them. But right now, AD is proving me wrong and proving a lot of people wrong about what his ceiling is and what he can do in this league right now.
One of the things they're doing, and to go back to Mark's point about J.J. Redick, is they're designing periods of the game that are going to run through Anthony Davis. So he knows he's going to be involved, not just at the beginning or where LeBron can get him involved, but these are called sequences where he knows he's going to be involved the whole game.